Can we guess what this video is about? I'll wait. This roses smell amazing, so I'll wait and smell it. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So it's an hmhaul. I actually went to pick up a couple of things there and then ended up buying all of this. Trying not to shop too much this season, but I actually accomplished that very well until I went in, let's buy this and this and that and that. Oh, maybe that will look good too. In case you're wondering what will happen if you do stop yourself from shopping, this is what will happen. It's actually the same with food. If you do neglect something, it's going to catch up on you sooner or later. It's pretty much the same thing with shopping, apparently, which, yeah, it's not the first time I noticed. And first of all, so I want to apologize for maybe a darker lighting here. We actually lost power. There was a storm. Most of the city has lost power and it's been a few hours. And I'm like, okay, we have no electricity, nothing to do, so maybe I should just go to sleep. But I did want to record this video for you guys. And this is why I'm dressed a little bit warmer, because it's a little bit chilly in the house. I will not let it stop me from filming this video for you. This is why I'm drinking a hot chocolate. I went out to the mall next to my house, which is the only place that has power. I charged my phone a little bit and I got the hot chocolate, and this is just in my cup. So, sorry, I'm just going to warm up this way. Let's start. So, I've got a lot of things here to show you. Let's see. Okay, a midi skirt, and I will be showing all of these items for you guys, how to wear them. But I'll just do this as quickly as possible. I don't want it to get too dark. So, a midi skirt. If you haven't noticed, this is a very, very trendy piece for this autumn, winter, and it's actually staying for the spring, summer. So if you do like these, I suggest invest in it because it's very feminine. It's never going to get out of style, even though it comes and goes, it seems like it, but it's a very feminine piece. It's actually taken back to the 40s. This is when women wore this a lot, a midi skirt in any way, shape or form, and it was not as a pencil skirt as we see most of them today. It was actually that A-line silhouette. This one will open up a little bit, so I will show it to you when I wear it. Obviously the second trend, you know it already, it's checks, and this is why I took it. First of all, I love skirts. I love midi skirts, any kind of skirt, pretty much. Same with dresses. And I love checks and I love pleating. So this was a 3 yes for me, and obviously I picked that up. I'll put all the information down below if they are still in stores, because this one was actually the last one I picked in my size. If you're wondering, I wear a size extra small, so it's a 0 to 2. Usually in US, in UK, I believe it's a 4. So I'll put all the details below if any of you want to purchase that. If you're noticing, I'm wearing a huge billowy sleeves. It's taken from Victorian era. So anything Victorian right now, if you are on a romantic side like I am, go for it. You will love it in your wardrobe. I don't care if it's in trend or not. I always have something Victorian related in my wardrobe. Higher colors and button downs. If you did notice, I'm wearing a roll neck. This is something that I love for autumn, winter. I want to be covered up because I'm always cold. Even in the warmer climate, I'm always cold. And this is why I'm not the kind of person that can wear something very cut out. I don't know if you did notice, there's a lot of new brands coming out trying to be creative with jumpers by doing cutouts everywhere here on the back, the whole back will be with cutouts. It pretty much kills the whole point of autumn winter clothing. I mean, just go for the regular blouse or top or something if you do get too hot all the time and you don't need the casual, cozy, chunky jumper. But cutouts for it defeats the purpose of a jumper, if you ask me. I can wear a blouse in winter or autumn and just wear something on top. But you will never see me wearing jumpers with cutouts all over the place because I find it useless in my wardrobe. Because if I'm wearing a jumper, I actually want to be cozy in it. Hence, the cozy, very cozy, chunky jumper. Oh, I just got the light back on. Look at this. It's so gorgeous. I love the rust color, which is obviously another trend. Well, it's an autumnal color, no surprise there. And it's actually taken from the 70s, which we will talk about in another video. By the way, do you guys like this kind of videos? If so, please comment below if you do want to see more shopping type of videos, or maybe I can take you shopping with me. And this is sometimes what I do with my clients for styling. If you don't have much time, or if you're not in the mood to try things on and you're not sure if something will work well for you, I can show you, I can take you shopping with me to show you how I do my things with my clients or for myself. That is, if you're in the store. I can also create a video with the shopping online thing that kind of gives you an idea what will work well and what will not look good on you or anyone, really. So let me know down below if you're interested in that. This jumper, very cozy. It's a little bit on the shorter side, but it hits just the mark where you want it to hit. It's just like, for me, it just hits that limit. Anything shorter, I would probably not take, because I do like my jumpers to cover my mid area at least a little bit. But I do know why they did it this way, because of all the high-waisted trousers and skirts right now, to play it up because of the chunk. If you do want to tuck it inside, if it's going to be longer, it's not going to work out that much. I don't know, I'm trying to show it. Oh, maybe I can do this. It's going to give a bulk similar to that, which we do not want, obviously. Really like these, the whole knit. And it does have a little bit of a billowy sleeve as well. So this one is actually from the Conscious collection. I don't know if you do know about it. They do try to stay a little bit conscious about our planet, and I really love them for it. We'll talk about fabric and fiber in another video. I'll tell you a little bit more in details what is best to wear and what's not. So, since I mentioned that I love the whole checks, these trousers are something I am in love with. First of all, it's very comfy because it's an elasticated band, and it's not an elastic like I do have over here, which is more of a casual. I'm wearing it at home. It's more of a like a athleisure type of thing that keeps me warm. It's wool. It's a different elastic, so it will look a little bit classier because it's not like that, which makes it look a little sporty, or sometimes it can have a feel that it adds bulk to your waist. And I know some people do not like that. This one is covered, it's inside, which I love. Like, I love elastics like that more than I do this. Stretchy, obviously not as stretchy as these. It's very comfy. It has that texture to keep you warm for autumnal month and maybe even in the winter. It's not super thick, but it's not super thin either. And it has that classic feel. It goes very high waist. Again, that whole wide leg thing and the high waist, it's from the 70s. We'll talk about the 70s in another video. I'll do a lookbook for you. And I actually love that time also. And by the way, speaking of the 70s, and we spoke about the Victorian period, you know that whole boho style that was popular in the 70s, and of course some people like it right now. Many people think it's from the 70s and it came from the whole hippies history, which started a little bit earlier, like in the late 60s. But the bohemian style, it's actually from the Victorian period. Very flowy, very feminine. You had this light fabric for women's dresses. It was also billowy sleeves, very flowy, very beautiful and classy looking. High neck colors with old button downs. So the bohemian feel takes that whole silhouette with slight changing touches, of course. It added a little bit more on the floral detail, like a dainty floral. In the Victorian period, it was a little bit more on solid colors, but the whole silhouette, especially the billowy sleeves and the flowiness of it all, it was the Victorian period. Of course, they didn't wear trousers, but early 1900s, the Belle Epoque period, was when trousers were incorporated into a woman's wardrobe for riding a bicycle and riding a horse as well. They had actually culottes. This is where it came from, the culottes. We'll talk about it in another video as well, which are back right now because bourgeois is in and street style is out, thankfully. I'm loving the bourgeois. I know a lot of people hate it. I love it because it's more feminine, it's more elegant, it's classy. I never liked street style. I'm a romantic at heart and in my style. It's another print that's very trendy right now, if you haven't noticed. It's a double print, actually. It's a check because it goes in crossing in different colors. But inside of it, it's actually pied de poule, which is a houndstooth in English. I'm thinking in French for some reasons. So you see this? That's pied de poule. Houndstooth, which I love as well. More houndstooth. And this one is a burgundy, a wine color. I love wine colors for autumn and sometimes for autumn, winter for sure. I love them. Sometimes for spring. I don't know if you do pick up the real color. It's a very dark wine color, like a burgundy mixed with cream and black. Like anything cream will get me. A very classic blazer. Blazers are in right now, in case you didn't notice. Did we not talk about bourgeois a minute ago? If you do like the bourgeois style, if you are more used to saying than bougie, give that video a like and subscribe. What are you waiting for? So you can see how I wear it. So blazers are in because we are going back in a lot of times, in a lot of decades. The whole blazer situation for ladies started in the 40s, more post-war thing, and even pre-war a little bit. By the way, maybe you have come across that in some fashion magazines. They would dress their mannequin or model in a skirt in whatever print or color they will have. So a midi skirt worn with a blazer. If you have seen that, I will show one of these looks for you so you'll have a better idea what I'm talking about if it's not clear right now. So if you did see something like that, that comes exactly straight from the 40s. And then, of course, the whole menswear, another trend, coming from the 80s because, well, why do women wear blazers, trousers, and the whole menswear in the 80s? Who knows? Please comment below and I'll give you an answer in another video. My hot chocolate's kind of cold chocolate. More trousers. Oh no, it's another blazer. This one is a little bit longer and looser. A little bit more similar to the 40s because they weren't fitted. And actually some of the 50s had that too, like the beginning of the 50s. So their ladies' blazers were not as fitted as the other one might be. Another houndstooth. And this one is completely black and cream. So there's only two colors in there. And the whole classic houndstooth actually is this one. It's black and cream. And then, of course, now there are a lot of variations of it, but that's the general thing. I don't know if you have seen the Chanel collection for this autumn winter. They have a lot of very, very beautiful trousers, coats, blazers, all pretty much the total look in houndstooth, and some of them wore checks, the usual Chanel check thing. So of course Chanel is all about tweeds. This was actually the last collection Karl Lagerfeld did. So I really loved it a lot. It was very beautiful, classy, luxurious, warm, all of it in once. So yes, and they had the total look in houndstooth, but the houndstooth were much, much bigger, like magnified. but it was in, most of them were in cream and black. That's the basic, the classic one that it started from. And I'll show you a video where I will be wearing all the classic prints. I can tell you more. I want to tell you more what it is about and what time it is, that I will show in the history, but but it's so exciting because it's one of my favorite characters. I'm giving way too much. So anyways, I will show you a video based on these prints only. And actually this has the whole lining and it does look more of a blazer, like workwear type. This one is a blazer that looks a little bit more on a sports coat. Do you know what a sports coat is for men? If you do, comment below, please. So yes, that's a man thing, and there's no lining over here, so it's more of a laid back type of blazer. And both of them look like they have pockets, but it's a fake pocket, flap pocket. Same here. So you don't actually have pockets, but I don't really mind. I rarely use pockets on blazers. Sometimes I do. If they are there, I do use it. I don't know, that's jumper, I really love it a lot, but I did not know why they only did one pocket. I know there's certain style that everyone's going for, just one pocket here and one pocket there for ladies, which I always found weird because you're trying to recreate menswear, like double, whatever, it's another style. Anyways, it's a longer one too. It's more on a looser fit. You will again see a video of it. And oh, actually there is a pocket, so I didn't notice that right away. That means you have to unsew this for the pocket to open. For me, I'm not even sure if I'm going to unsew this because I like it like that for now. In case you didn't notice, I do love a classic print. I mean, how many houndstooth and checks can you have? And you do not know how many checks I already have in my wardrobe. Got tartan, Prince of Wales. So can you say I love classic prints? Yes, I do. I'm in love with them. So these trousers are pretty much equal to the first trousers I showed you, except they're slightly shorter. And except they're not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors like in this one. I picked 2 trousers and 2 blazers. So let's just say this one is closer to the classic, the way it's all supposed to be, the whole houndstooth or check pattern is. That whole print is in black and cream, so that's how it started. So as this jacket, even though this is a real houndstooth, this is a houndstooth inside of the a check, which there's a name for it, Prince of Wales. The classic prints, and in color and like in the whole print situation. So I picked the 2 more classic ones, and these let's say are more creative version of the classic prints. What I'm trying to say is, if you do like a classic print but you think it's a little bit too boring, or it's a little bit too grandpa-ish, or whatever you want to say, even though it's hugely on trend right now. And it's not a real trend because it's a classic print that comes in style all the time. It may seem like it comes and goes, but it's just what we see more or less of. If you do like that kind of print, and if you're wondering whether or not it will just stay trendy and maybe you should not buy it because it's gonna go out of trend, no, it won't. I suggest, if you do like a classic print, always have it in your wardrobe. Even do invest in it if you do want to, but even if it's an H&M type of version, obviously it's cheaper than investing in an actual wool blazer that are tweed. It's like many times cheaper, but still, whatever version you prefer, if you do like the classic print, I suggest you go and buy it right now. Well, after watching this video, of course. And after subscribing to my channel, of course. Please subscribe and like this video. It's not actually going to get out of style because it's a classic print and it will come time and time again into our wardrobe, into the whole trends thing and everything else. So do buy it. Don't be afraid of it. Even if it's not trendy next season, let's say, like in a couple of seasons, it's still trendy, don't worry. In a couple of seasons, let's say it's not in trend and all of the stores are not pretty much bursting with checks, you can still have it in your wardrobe, wear it to work, because this is really something that you can wear to work. No matter your office policy, it's the classic thing to wear. So it will be appropriate for office wear, to look put together, to look classy and stylish at the same time. You will look good, and there are a lot of things that will go with it. Anything solid underneath or over, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be total check look or total houndstooth. You can mix and match. I mean, mix and match by to the office. Of course, you can't mix and match prints unless your office is more on a casual side. But you can wear a houndstooth blazer and a solid trousers, dark, like a black trousers or brown trousers, or a skirt, obviously, midi skirt, pencil or A-line, doesn't matter. So let's say you want to have more fun and you just kind of quite bored of the regular classic check or houndstooth or whatever classic print there is. There are a lot of options right now. Thankfully, a lot of designers, a lot of companies are bringing a lot of options to play it up, to not make the same classic look the same. So they give us a lot of options. So this is on one of them, on a more creative side, and this is why they added instead of 2, they added 5 colors. This one is in burgundy, which is not a classic color for it, but still, and it's still a classic piece, but they're just having more fun with the subtle changes to it by bringing different colors or mixing it a little bit differently together. I'm in love with this because, first of all, yellow is my favorite, all-time favorite color, even though I like all the rainbow colors. Pink, green, blue, purple, lavender, whatever, any shade of all of these colors I would probably love, except when they're washed out and extremely dark and just grayish. I don't like that. Like color, I like brightness. So of course I like gold. I don't actually, my gold that I wear, I rarely pick like a very yellowish gold. I like a rose gold a little bit more, and sometimes the regular yellow gold too, but as long as it doesn't look too fake or something. Because, you know, even I'm talking about real gold right now. I hope we noticed. Because even real gold, even like the yellow gold, there are different types of yellow gold. So one of them is extremely yellow, and you would see it, a lot of hip-hop singers wear it actually in their pendants or whatever chains they wear. It's extremely gold, that kind of gold, no. So anyways, I love yellow, melon yellow. They call me melon yellow. Melon yellow. Because of the fabric, which I'm pretty sure it's polyester, like probably 100% polyester, but it has that sheen to resemble silk. So because of that sheen, it looks gold. Yeah, so that whole melon yellow or mustard yellow looks more gold, like honey yellow almost. A honey yellow is a little bit more like brownish side, like amber type of thing. But anyways, so it looks gold. Again, the whole Victorian thing. I love it. So that's from Victorian period. You can see, like sometimes it would be higher, of course, around the neck, and there's an elastic, but the whole frill is everything Victorian. The way it goes closer to the neck, covers more of your body, that's Victorian. The sleeve, completely Victorian. And more elastic on the sleeve over here, which I'm in love with. I love sleeves like that. I think if you give me 100 blouses with sleeves like that, I will think they're all different and will wear them all. Thankfully, right now it's in trend, so it's a little bit easier to find these. I'm always on the lookout, and when I don't have time to make my own, of course, I'm trying to look for it in stores, and it's not always too easy to find them. I'm really glad that Victorian period Bohemian style is all in style right now, in trend, like the whole 70s, so it's all like together. So you can see smocking. That's actually smocking, it's not an elastic. Well, it is a bunch of elastics, but it's called smocking. You can see it stretches pretty well, has amazing flow, amazing color, very feminine. You can see there's gathering, and this one is button closure at the bottom, at the back. Oh, it's so pretty. I want to wear it right now. You see how romantic I am? You can call bohemian or romantic style. They all go together. It's pretty much a feminine style, like very, very feminine style. Unfortunately, over the years, well, maybe not unfortunately, I just incorporated more things into it. My biggest style is femininity, very girly, very romantic. Whole-on femininity would be my main style. Even though I did incorporate other styles over the years, which I like a lot too, but something that hasn't changed about me since probably I was a child is that I'm a girly girl. So anything like that, if I could have 10 houses full of wardrobes with romantic clothing, Victorian blouses, skirts, dresses, lace, satin, silk, and give me a bunch of puffy dresses over there, like tulle dresses, tutu type of thing, or puffy like 15th century type of dress, skirts that take like double doors to enter. Oh my god, I would be so happy. So another Victorian blouse. You see what I mean? I did tell you, I love them. This one is slightly different, but pretty much the same silhouette. It's more of a button down, which is also obviously from Victorian period. So this one will cover more of your neck with a stand color, but there's a little bit of gathering, if you can see, to make it feminine instead of just a regular stand color, which will be very strict and dressy, a little bit closer to the manly style. This is very feminine. If you haven't noticed in my haul, and if you haven't noticed in stores and maybe with other bloggers, you actually will read it on my blog. If you go on my blog after this video, I will link it down below, where I wrote all about it. This season, there's a very big part of masculine vs feminine. So a lot of trends are very masculine right now for us, and a lot of trends are very feminine for us. There's almost no middle, so it's either or. And of course you can mix and match them, but I haven't noticed that in years actually, which I like a lot. I think it's quite fun because I do like menswear as well. I do like to play around with it. So I did like that part as well, with the whole menswear situation that women wear, like the whole blazers and trousers, and sometimes a little slouchy and just comfortable. And then there's the whole femininity of it all, with transparency, silky fabrics, billowy sleeves, high neck colors, the whole Victorian silhouette, very flowy, very fragile looking. So I did like how they're completely different things. They're kind of coming together right now in one season. Usually it's one or the other. A little bit more on one or a little bit more on the other. Of course, you can see like some details of one and the other as well. But now both of them are very big, so they're kind of competing, balance it out, kind of showing us what the world is about today, where us women are trying to compete constantly for the same position in life, in the whole world, with the whole men's world thing, in our careers, everywhere. This one has buttons as a regular kind of blouse, a little bit of an elasticated sleeve to make it more comfortable. You can slip into that sleeve without unbuttoning, which is very handy. And another thing, very trendy, a snake print, but it's very broken down, so if you don't look closely, you don't see the snake print right away. Another trend, it's animal print, which was here for a couple of seasons. Now it's pretty big. Snakeskin, leopard print, tiger print, zebra, and it will still continue for the spring summer 2020. I'm giving you a hint about what to buy. You can see it's also a geometrical print. There are diamond shapes and lines. I found it a little bit different. This is why I took it. And it's a blouse with a Victorian feel to it. Same print, a little bit of a different fabric though. A midi skirt, almost a long skirt actually. It's a little lower than a midi skirt. A line, pretty basic waistband, zipper in the back. And of course it free flows, and this is what I love. And I was trying to make it an outfit. Again, snakeskin. This one is a polo neck, very fitted, very soft, very fluid, pretty thin, so it's not for warmth, of course, but I love roll necks of any kind, really. I'm wearing one right now. When I saw this, and usually an army green, olive green, I like green, but olive green I rarely go for it. I have maybe a couple of items. And it's a hit or miss for me because it's just a darker color that I don't usually tend to wear because of the darkness. But sometimes I do like them. And this one was one of them. And of course the other look that I just showed you, but it has the brown and camel in it, and that's why I took it. It wasn't totally army green. One that goes to bourgeois style. It's form-fitted, very slim silhouette and to show femininity. So this one can be worn with a lot of things. I like clothes like that. I like chunky jumpers for certain days, I don't know, certain moods of mine. But then I really like a good roll neck. Dior, the autumn-winter Dior collections. She used a lot of form-fitted roll necks or just basic tops with with puffy skirts, with tulle skirts, with checkered blazers on top of it. And I find it very sleek and very feminine, very just small and fragile type of thing, without overly exposing it or anything like that, but it's just very nicely done. It's a very nice fit for a woman. I bet you were wondering what's inside here. And I think some of you may have been confused with that big thing because of the H&M Jean-Baptiste collaboration. Yes, I love Jean-Baptiste, if you haven't guessed. It's feminine, it's over the top, it's floral, it's all me. But I kind of overslept because I was traveling the night before. So I didn't wake up, obviously, I don't know, at 6 o'clock in the morning to order all of it. And I was very specific about what I wanted. I wanted only 2 dresses. Only. They were big enough to make the whole collection. I think you may guess it was the tulle dress, the pink one. Very, very beautiful. I was contemplating between the pink and the red. The red version was a longer tail at the back, and then the pink one was a shorter version. Whichever would be in my style, this is the one I will get. And then the second one was a light pink short dress with flower appliques. Very delicate, very feminine. I log in and my size is gone. And I mean, I really wanted these dresses and I was so bummed. Could you not wake up 2 hours earlier? But anyway, I was bummed, seriously, because I love Jean-Baptiste Vallet and I would buy half of his collections all the time. But these dresses are amazing. It's definitely not the kind of dress you buy all the time. Anyway, so moving on. This one was in the big bag. It's a coat. They had different versions of it. This one was the last, so I'm not sure. Online might be sold out as well, but I will try and link it below. Obviously, it's a fake fur. They had the ones without them, but I wanted this coat because of the fur. You can remove it, but I'm not sure I will be wearing it without it because it looks a little bit too simple for me because of the length, and when you remove the fur, it just, I don't know, maybe I will wear it, who knows. So I really love that cream color. Of course, it's a classic color, it's a classic type of coat. I have a few investment coats, and this is just, I'm like going a little bit crazy for coats like that. And this is why I have a mixture of investment coats at once, such as this one. So I do suggest, if you do like that classic style, I do suggest you invest in one, or at least buy something on a high street. Yet it's not as heavy, like obviously the fur makes it a little bit heavier, and if you remove it, it's a little less. You can maybe try and wear it now. Of course, this jumper is a little big for this coat because it's very fitted. And this is what I meant. It's not a classic length. It's a little bit shorter. Usually the very classic look would be at least till the knee, and this is why I think it might look a little too simple for me, for my taste, if you remove the collar. But maybe it will work for slightly warmer autumnal days when you just need something extra on top of your top. Try and pick a coat that has that fur removable, because sometimes you get tired of it, or it's raining and you don't want to look like a wet rat. If we didn't have enough of femininity and Victorian looks, there's more of it here. Let me see, let me find it. A dress that also, well, first of all, it's a little too big, but I have a way to do it. What I didn't like about this dress is that they made it oversized, like without a cinched waist. It's a little bit common for prairie style. I like it on other people, which is cute, but I just don't like it on me. So you can see it's pretty much twice as big as I am. And I actually got a size medium because that was the last one. But I liked it a lot, and it doesn't look big anywhere except that waist. Even the small was shapeless at the waist, which I wasn't a fan of, but I know how to work it in, and I'll show you in my lookbook that I might do for it, or another style video or something. So, of course, the billowy sleeves that are 3/4. Polkadot is another classic print that I'm in love with. There's an underlayer of it, which looks a little bit cheap in my opinion. It's just a basic, like very basic, but they could have done maybe a little bit higher. Maybe they didn't want to, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's a little big on me. I'm not sure. I just wasn't crazy about it, but at least they did something, because sometimes they sell these things without an underlayer, which is ridiculous. And of course the layered skirt, which is great. I love that, and that was my favorite part. And of course the billowy sleeves. And the polka dot are kind of velvety on top instead of the fabric itself. They're appliques. I don't know if you can spot it. This is what I liked too. So it's kind of like an attached velvet on top. And that's it. This is my haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what was your favorite item, and please like this video if you liked whatever I showed you. If you want to see more of these videos, please subscribe and hit that notification bell down below. Bye for now.